Hey. See, the heat just kicked back on. I ain't gonna be down here too long. It's a real open spot, you know. But if I stay down here too long, I might have to crack the window and put the fan on. So, hi. Thanks for coming to the Denmark Vesey 6-number shake. No, we're not walking. This is a song I wrote, and I paid master guitarist Ron Jackson to play with guitar behind it. So we ain't gonna be long, because I ain't staying down here with this furnace. Like I said, we got holes and stuff, and ventilation and stuff, but still. So these was the numbers from last week, and oh shoot, I'm looking at the wrong place. I'm going the wrong way. Hold on, y'all. View the channel. Post. So, here's the numbers from last week. 42, 13, 14, 46, 67, and 43. And let's see. Oh, and Tamika said, in each drawing, in each number drawing, you will see a number that aligns with you in some way as your confirmation to trust yourself. If you don't see anything, then I'm supposed to interpret for you. That's what Tamika says. So that was Tamika's contribution. Now y'all know it takes me, and I put, please support Tamika Anthony. I put her link for a company. She just made me some a purple and orange sweet potato compound that knocked the sciatica right on out, neutralized it. But here, hold on a minute. I'll get back to the post. So what I put in the post is, here's the numbers from Saturday's Denmark VC 6-number shape. And numerologist and scientist Tamika Anthony's Pete's confirmation that I have these numbers. However, it takes days for me to get the message. Please support Tamika Anthony's products. And I always put the link. So y'all go help her out. Okay. So rolling on the river, honey. So, oh, thanks for the love. So, the interpretation that I got came in 2 words. The first one thing that came through was reconstruction. The second thing that came through for me was asylum. Hi, y'all. Hey, Oliver. Hey. Thanks for coming through. Old subscribers, new subscribers, y'all, replay crew, everything. Thanks for coming through. So let me give y'all the interpretation so I can give you these numbers. These are storm numbers, honey. Hey, Julie Toe. Hi. These are storm numbers. So let me give my interpretation. So I gave you 2 words. I'm African American. I'm from the civil rights generation. I don't know about that boom shit. I'm from Connecticut. Thanks for the love. You know, I love. So, Tamika talks about the powers in the skies and stuff like that. I'm definitely ancestor connected. And definitely to the civil rights ancestors. Hi, sport. Thank you for subscribing. Can I get a shout out? Hey, shout out. Yeah. Belita, Javier, thanks for coming through. Wait a minute, I'm losing my train of thought. We got to get to these numbers because the storm is coming. So the first thing was asylum. I have been wondering all my life how these people just come here to this America and they got all this land, they got all this property. Hey, Elliot. They got all this stuff. And Here, my grandfather, he working in the basement as a super. He was a sharecropper. Thanks for the love. They, he never had nothing. So for years, how is this happening? The numbers. The United States government has a program, the asylum program. Bye. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for the love, the constant love. Ooh, I love love. Um, Hi, oh, who says Cocomelon? Hi. Oh, are you a robot? Oh, Robolox. Child, go find somebody who ain't got nobody to talk to. Anyway, let me go. So, there's a asylum program. When you leave a foreign country and say that you are being tortured, you're being all these things. You know, they're chasing you down. You can't get anywhere. You come to the United States. They give you money. They give you tens of thousands of dollars straight off the bat. They give you either housing or land straight off the bat. They give you health care straight off the bat. They give your kids college, and you and your kids college education straight off the bat. So then I was like, oh man, my great-grandfather walked out of the plantation with nothing. He ain't get no asylum. They chased him down because they wanted him to stay. And then he became a sharecropper. Ain't that something? So that's why he ain't get nothing. They didn't see him as being a solid. Even though they were straight out of enslavement, from cruelty, from punishment, America should have given him asylum money. That's what asylum welfare money. Then with my grandfather, he had to run out of Virginia because they was hanging and killing them and stuff like that. He ran to New York with nothing. He should have been getting asylum money. Yes. Anyway, the next thing is, okay, I said asylum. Oh, Reconstruction. Civil War, where you at? Civil War, where you at? Reconstruction helps black people. Reconstruction helps black people. Yes. Yes. Black Wall Street. Rosewood. Because during that time when Civil War comes, because you know, anyway, back in when Civil War was, they had to buy from one another. They had to buy from one another. We couldn't buy from anybody else. So you had to buy from black people. And from buying from black people, you made black people rich. And that's what happened after the Civil War. And that's what happened in any war. You go to your group. And then you buy and stuff from your group. Right now, we're buying stuff, but it ain't from our group. We don't get no money. We don't get nothing from it. Thanks for the love. We don't get nothing from it. That's how Black Wall Street was built. We could only buy from black people, and we made them rich. Thanks for the shout out, gamer. We made them rich. So that's why I said, come on. So we can just separate and go where we need each other. And black people, y'all just really don't know how much power y'all have within you. You really ain't got a clue. You don't know. Got real power. As y'all see when I pull up these numbers. Ooh, child. So that's what it is. Reconstruction. Where we don't have to. Why am I giving a government my money that don't give me nothing? You attacked me. Say it. Hi, Ghost. Welcome back. I remember you guys from last week. Hey, thanks. No. And when you have a civil war, when the country starts fighting itself, things start fracturing. And especially for black people, all the things that tie us down become loose. And we can go ahead and do what we have to do. Listen. Anyway, come on. Here numbers. So, hopefully next week, Tamika will be... But that's what it is. The 2 words from the numbers last week. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. I have to eat before I come down, because if not, I don't have energy. Yep, those numbers again from last week. Now, 42, 13, 14, 46, 37. Is that 37? 57, 43. It was 57 because that's why I've taken control of the reading. So you see that message was direct. Oh, sorry. I think that's 67. It's 6. But anyway, the reading is on me. The week before it was 57, and last week was 67. So is this an ascension? Well, we'll see what we get. Anyway, go look at it yourself. It's on the post. All right. Numbers. Oh, okay. Also, Denmark Vesey, what this number, this shake is named after, he was an enslaved person after the Revolutionary War. But during the Revolutionary War, enslaved people were offered freedom by the British and the Americans. And they ran their ass north and up to Canada. And that's why the enslaved people knew, am I sick? No. Do I sound sick? Is there something wrong with my voice? Sound fine to me. I don't do sickness. I take care of myself. But I do congestion. Being in the basement. Let's hurry and get these runners out. Here we are. Yes. Okay, this is a tight one. That means we haven't opened this one before. We haven't opened this one before. Yeah. Okay. This is a new one. 32. 32. Now, I think if Tamika's numbers doesn't come up, and Tamika's number is 41. If I don't pull out 41, then again, the message is for me, from my ancestors, definitely my civil rights ancestors, to answer a lot of my questions. I was like, why are we standing in a line to get government food, and these people coming into the country, they're getting asylum visas. And asylum visas give them tens of thousands of dollars in land and houses and education and a college education and health care. 58. And I said, well, wait a minute. My grandfather and great-grandfathers was tortured by these goddamn Americans. If y'all haven't realized, they're still trying to ex-nay us. Anyway, it's cold here. I think it's like 17 degrees. All right. Okay, this is a Lucy. This is a Lucy. When we get to Lucy's, that means we had them before. Another 5. 54. Okay, I think it's still up to me. Yeah. They ain't did nothing. I had 2 uncles that I never met that died during the TB outbreak. And no one in the family ever talks about them because they didn't have enough money for treatment or anything. So it's like the embarrassment. Hi, Aurora. Hi, user HJ5PP71, etc., etc. Yeah, so they were never spoken about because it hurt too much. But if my grandfather had been on an asylum program where you get free money, free Medicare, free da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, back then, maybe they'd have had a chance. 64. So that's what it was. I often wonder, I was like, how Bill Gates' family, they lots of Nazis right out of Germany, and how did they get that money? And the lie was, oh, they had money in Germany, but the history says they took everything from them when they got rid of them. So that's, so where did they get the money from? Oh, they got the money from America. They came over here seeking asylum, and they got tens of thousands of dollars for years. And then you're spitting on black people, saying, oh, why can't you do anything? We just came over here. But you don't tell that you get a $10,000 check a month. You don't tell that part. You don't tell you ain't got to pay rent, that you get food stamps, you get health care, and that you get free college tuition. Remember? Oh, my parents put my house, yeah, probably by now, but the foundation of it is asylum welfare. You look at the buildings in New York, oh, I remember these about people. They came over here, they had nothing, they said, nothing. Only the clothes on their backs, they said. Only the clothes on their backs. But then they got all these high-rise buildings, all this property and land. How is it the people that came here with nothing have all of this? 24. Because they came on the asylum program. And America gave them tens of thousands of dollars, land, grants, college, vocational training, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what they gave African Americans? Nothing. We ran from the north with the bullshit to the west. I mean, from the south with the bullshit to the north and the west. Where was our asylum? We never got asylum. But now I know. When I look at the Zuckerbergs, fuck you. Your great-father, your great-grandfather came here on asylum welfare, bitch. Welfare. You started from welfare, Zuckerberg, Steve Miller, and all the rest of you, and Donald J. Trump. Welfare, asylum welfare. I'm a little heated up when I talk about it. I've been insulted for a long time. Your mother is nothing. Your grandfather is nothing. Your father is nothing. So it's yours. You on asylum welfare. Thinking you better than black people. You was given it everything. You ain't pull yourself up by no damn bootstraps unless the bootstraps was the government asylum money. The government asylum welfare. So yeah. Oh, they all went to college, and that's how the Asperger Billionaires Boy Club. That's how they all met. They went to college. Yes. Because the parents are really probably still sucking off the tits of the asylum free money government program. We didn't get shit. We got Julian that makes plastic makes gasoline out of plastic. Anything we did and we built, we did it from the scratch. You bitches did it on asylum government welfare. And gonna look down your nose at me and spit at my grandparents. Talk about my mother. You talked about my mother like a dog. If her grandfather and her father had gotten some asylum federal government welfare money, we'd have businesses. She was very creative. She worked, she hustled. Last number, 23. No, we African Americans, we needed to seek asylum. But America was giving asylum to everybody but us. And then they allowed them to sit there and write about us and laugh at us and do all kind of fuck shit. Y'all talking about, oh my, Zucker, he went to college and they all got together and they was in the room and then they came up with all their grandfathers, great-grandfathers was on asylum welfare. They were handed jobs. They were handed grants to build shit. I remember reading about that. Gates. Bill Gates. Well, you know, the father had a little piece of computer and it used to blah, blah, blah. That was all asylum welfare money. They did nothing slick unless you don't, you know what I'm saying? I have a friend that came from Cuba, whose father came from Cuba during when Castro kicked in. So they was giving Cubans asylum like crazy. Tens of thousands of dollars, land, anything they want. And these Cubans were rich. These Cubans came in and moved to the wealthiest neighborhoods right away, collecting asylum welfare. And having their own money. So it didn't go away. Kane, you ain't got to be over here. What you over here for? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't know y'all got free will? Y'all is definitely a dumb generation. If you don't like what a person saying, leave. I do it all the time. I'm on YouTube all the time. I'm glad that somebody is there. And if I don't want to hear what they say, I move on to the next video. That's the beauty of YouTube. I be all over. I go to my history sometime. I'm like, dang. Don't stay here. Go find another dumb story. So that's what it is. So the two words I got from that, thanks for the love. So the two words that I got is, okay, I do know how to do this. All right, there you go. So that's what the two words was. And I had been wondering. I'm telling you, I remember standing in the long lines, waiting to get the government cheese, waiting to get the government. The Native Americans said they got the government can of beef. But we, as African Americans, we never got government can of beef. We always got government can of pork. And those long lines and the things of flowers, you had to go. It was always in the basement of the projects. And you had to do this long line and the puffs and stuff like that. And then you walk out and you see these people, they don't know English, they don't know nothing about America, they don't know nothing. They got houses, they got money, they got health care. We didn't have health care. Government asylum welfare. Yep, that's what they got. We got cheese. They got tens of thousands of dollars, and that's what gave them that advantage, even over other white Americans. So when you look at these wealthy people on there, you go back to their families, trace their roots back. No, I know what remove is. Do you know that? Okay, give me a minute. Let me do that. So, oh good, I'm down to one. So that's what I was wanted. And that's what these numbers do. They draw out what's in you. I'm 68 years old. This question I was asking when I was small. I was like 4 or 5 years old, standing in the government waiting to get the government cheese. And now I'm finding out now that the people that just came here, all they had to say was, I'm an asylum seeker. Hi, Sky Girl. Hey, Herb, Down syndrome Jesus. Stop trying so hard. You do not even have one view. Okay, let me get rid of you because you don't understand. That's what your thing is. You don't know about the ethers. You don't know about it. You don't know about putting energy out. You don't know about that. That's the emptiness of your life because you think it's just these tangible things. This goes further. When I cut this video off, it goes further. Before we had videos, I had plays. I did a play in Connecticut at the Rich Forum when I was hanging out in Manhattan. Someone said, "Oh, that was Black History Month. I remember seeing it. It's called The Ethos." One view, two views. That's important for y'all. The message getting out is what is important for us. So that's what the numbers did. So I didn't see a 41, so I don't think this is for Tamika. This is for me. And as I said, I'm the civil rights generation. I am not a baby boomer. The baby boomers, yeah, it is storms about to happen. Okay, you need to go somewhere. I'm not a baby boomer. We weren't baby boomer. I told y'all we were standing in line waiting for cheese. Nothing was booming for us. Nothing was a Solomon for us, and nothing was booming for us. I'm the child of the generation, the civil rights generation. And my messages come to me, that's what they're going to be. So you may not want to come through. It's up to you. So let's do these numbers. 32, 58, 54, 64, 24, and 23. Now, if Tamika reads something in the numbers that she thinks she needs to give to me, then her message will be in there. But other than that, it's on me. And all my messages, I can tell you right now, is dealing with my civil rights ancestors and the ones that came before. This might not be a channel for you because y'all don't know anything about African American history. So, anyway, oh, I look like a nerd. I tell you, one thing we're going to do, honey, education is the thing. Okay. It's a whole different conversation. I'm just happy I want to know because, see, I'm close to matter and energy separation. So these are all the questions I have been asking. Why? These teachers are my mother's age. Why isn't my mother a teacher? Well, the teacher's parents came here from Europe on an asylum visa. And they got money for themselves. They got money for the kids. They got their kids' future education in place and paid for. They got houses. They got land. They got farms. They got businesses. And that's why my mother isn't standing in front teaching, because we didn't get anything. She was trying to go to night school, and she couldn't even get to do that because you could only go to the eighth grade. Hi, thanks for coming through. Hi. She couldn't go past the 8th grade. But you'd come from another country. Basically, they was coming from Europe at that time, Germany to be exact. And they were just coming and saying, "Hey, I got religious persecution." And they was getting tens of thousands of dollars, land, health care, job, college education. And then they looked at black people and said, "Oh, I don't know why you can't make it in America. We did. You was on government welfare. It's called asylum. You bitches been sucking the system out." My daughter went to college on our backs. And I just keep remember thinking about that Mark Zuckerberg thing. Well, we were all in college. Oh, your granddaddy foundation was welfare, asylum welfare. That's what the foundation was. That's how your ass got to college. That's how your ass got all them free fucking grants. Because the asylum runs for generations. White asylum runs for generations. They've been kicking these black, the Somalis, the Cubans. Oh, the Cubans was on for, oh my gosh, decades. Decades. Decades they was on asylum money and health care. That's why they didn't care if health care was caught. They didn't think it applied to them. They get government. They get government health care. So why did that, they couldn't understand. And then they voted against it. All the fools. Anyway, y'all, like I said, it's going to be on me to read the numbers unless Tamika sees something different. And all my answers. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sky Girl. Hey, Adriel Rodriguez. So I just feel better now. I understand. And I say to my grandmother and grandfather all the time, it's like, it's not y'all. It's not you. They're not better than you. They're not smarter than you. They just got asylum, government, welfare, money, grants, land, health. They got everything, and you didn't get anything. But everything we got, we did on our own. We're proud of that. And I let them know, I love you. I love you because what you got college graduates. You got a business. You got independent working people that you gave birth to. And that came from hard work, not free government asylum money. That's why you see now these Asperger Billionaire Boy Club texts. That's why they're trying to screw everything up, because nothing mean anything to them. They got it easy. They got it easy. Their great-granddaddy slid in on that asylum free government money. Tens of thousands a month. If you went to my record, you'd be hard-pressed to see a couple of years I ain't make over $8,000 a year, and the sister was hustling. But I didn't have an asylum welfare check. My grandfather did not have an asylum welfare check. I have two uncles I never met because they died. They don't speak about them because I know the pain now. They couldn't do anything to heal them when the TB came through because they weren't on the asylum seekers government welfare free money list. Oh yes, I see them. They say, oh, and the iron lung and the iron. If you look at all those pictures, you don't see black people. You don't see black people. Hey, Daniel. Okay, do you? Do you, bro? So, I just got the answer. And I just be telling my ancestors, I vibed to them. It wasn't you. It had nothing to do with you. You did wonderful. You came out of enslavement with nothing. And we have much now. They didn't come from that. They just came from a government. So when you look at that mad scientist, Bill Gates. Oh, thank you. When you look at that mad scientist, Bill Gates, and all the things he's doing, you look at the Zuckerberg, and you look at even Elon Musk. Remember, they sent the Ashkenazis to South American countries, Australia, New Zealand, and America. Some of them tried to go to Canada, but Canada didn't want them. So, and the French Canadian did not want them. So here they are now. And they gave them tens of thousands of dollars. All they could do. Or when you look at those, that Steve Miller, who was the other one? the Palatine. His great grandfather, his grandfather was on the asylum, American government asylum welfare check for years. I don't know why they keep saying that, Sky. I don't know why they keep saying sorry. I read you, Sky Girl. I don't know why they keep saying it. But I tell you. So now you know why this all's going. And I want to just tell y'all something. They said when you get free money, they used to say that to us. They said, oh, black women, they get welfare, and that's why the kids is in the gang. That's why the kids steal. That's why the kids rob. That's what they say. And they do all these things because they're in a gang. But look at what they're doing now. These Europeans, they came from, and the majority of the asylum welfare people came from Germany. Okay, I see you 144K. They come from Germany. And they came in as asylum seekers. And they hit the jackpot. Tens of thousands, tens of thousands, tens of thousands, tens of thousands. Then they bought publishing companies. And they published books. Blacks ain't nothing. Blacks are stupid. Blacks are dumb. They can't do that. They didn't do that. They're losers. They stuff. We need that. And I'm like, bitches, the whole time y'all are on asylum welfare money. How you talking about me? I'm making it, and black people, we making it on our own. You making it with a welfare check, a government welfare check, and you're proud of that. So when you look at Zuckerberg and you look at Gates, look back at his generations and say, oh, yeah, you supposed to be where you are. Those centuries, let me stop, those decades of free money have to go by. Okay, thank you, Sky Girl, for more like free money. Looking down your nose at black people. When they're a bunch of welfare recipients. Government welfare. So when you look at Zuckerberg, know that his grandfather, great-grandfather was a welfare recipient through the asylum program. When you look at Bill Gates, know that his father, grandfather, is a welfare recipient through the asylum program in the United States. They ain't pulled themselves up by no goddamn bootstrap. Oh, sorry you can't breathe, honey. Oh, thank you for saying I'm lovely. Hi, ma'am. Who's this? Oh, friends of Tony. Hey. So I'm just saying, stop looking at these people that you say got money and they're wealthy. You're not looking at the fact where they got it from. They got it from coming to America on an asylum program that gave them tens, if not tens of thousands of hundreds of dollars. And that's the Mark Zuckerberg you see. That's what produced that. That's the Teal. That's the Steve Miller. That's all them bitches that you see. That's Donald J. Trump. His grandfather. And his father too. That's another thing with the asylum program. You can go from father to son. And all of you. So now you can imagine a household where people, you're getting $50,000 a month in asylum money. Because everybody is Solomon. Black people and white Americans ain't getting no Solomon. Oh, thanks for the love. I love the love. They didn't get no asylum money. We ain't get no asylum money. You never said, white people, you never said why we ain't got, said why it's so hard for y'all. Don't say that because y'all, oh, I forgot. They tell, as long as they tell white people you're better than black people, y'all don't care. You don't care. Thanks for the love. But I wanted to know. I remember standing in that project, long line, welfare line, and saying, now why are we here? And coming out and going home. And seeing all the stores that the folks own, the Europeans, they can't speak Italians. Also, the Italians came over on asylum visas. You go past all this stuff. They got restaurants. They got stuff. They got shops. They got everything. And I'm walking with my mother. I'm like, we got nothing. Why we got nothing? Well, black people didn't get the asylum government money check. We didn't get that. We didn't get that. We didn't get the tens of thousands of dollars a month because we left the country that was torturing us. We was in the country that was torturing us. But I assure you, if we left, we wouldn't have got shit. But if you're European and you come from here, French, German, Polish, all that shit, you come here and you say, oh, they persecuting me where I live. Money. Money. That's why all your supervisors are white. That's why African American and other mixed races are just coming through now. We had to pay for our education. We shouldn't have to. And they didn't have to pay. Mark said, oh, how was it college? Me and the boys, we was together and we made Facebook and then we did the Twitter and then we did the window and then we did all based on asylum welfare. That's your foundation. Free government money. You ain't shit. Because any of us would have had that money, we could have done the same. So don't look down your face at me. Look down your nose or at my family. Don't, black people, don't do it no more. You ain't better than. You was just giving welfare, a lot of it, before we ever got a damn dime. Don't look at us like that. You need to be more respectful. Anyway, I'm over the numbers. Like I said, unless Tamika can see something, me and my civil rights ancestors will be back next week. Let's do these numbers. Recap. 32, 58, 54, 64, 26, 24. 24. And 23. Y'all, thanks for coming through. I didn't mean to stay so long. But I tell you, the numbers give you the answers. I'm feeling ready to separate matter and energy. I'm close to it, y'all. The separation of matter and energy. And I have so many questions. So many questions. And these numbers are answering for me. And those two, Reconstruction and Asylum, was what the numbers brought last week. Let's see what these numbers bring. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, new subscribers. Thank you, old subscribers. Thank you, replay crew. Thank y'all for supporting the numbers. Denmark Vesey want y'all to go play the numbers. You know how he would do it. He would do 3258, four-way numbers. 5464, which would work out to, it could be 5446 or 6445. That's how he would want you to play them. And 2423. That's how Denmark Vesey would want you to play them, as four-way numbers, because we don't have any three-way numbers here. And of course, he wants you to play the state because the state picks up the garbage. And right now we're in a storm. And guess who is going to clean up the storm? Oh, hi, man. Hi, friend Leo. I didn't say hi. Oh. Hey, y'all. What someone said? You know, the Tech War 9. You have a son called. Oh, I think they're talking game stuff. Okay. They're talking game stuff. Yeah. So, thanks for coming through. Oh, yeah. Play the four-way numbers because it goes to the state. And guess who's going to clean up after this storm or after whatever happens? It is not the Ashkenazi Republicans and conservatives. They're into stealing the money. They're not into giving the money to help the states. So, it is your state. And when you play numbers, you play directly into your state. When you play, what does they call that? Like a take 10 or a 5 or anything like that. That goes directly to the state. So Denmark Vesey said, how Denmark Vesey says it is, your garbage always got to be picked up. So make sure the state is taken care of. So he said he would play 3258, 5464, 2423. And y'all be warm out there. Thank you all for your support. Thanks, chat. Thanks, chat. Y'all stay warm as you can stay. And I'll see you next Saturday. Thanks for coming through to the Denmark Vesey 6 number shake. And I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.